Hello, guys.
Hey,
Hi,
everybody.
Jay.
Hi, Jay.
How's it going?
Very well,
Good.
thank you.
We're
So-
excited that you guys are joining us today.
Well, thank you. We're glad to be here.
Yes.
So we're here with our special guest today, Jeff Martin, a counselor with Saskatoon Public School Division, and Sheree Martin, with a counselor with Public Health.
And Sheree really helps us. Lots of our families access Sheree through St. Mary's Wellness Clinic. So we're really excited to have you join us today, Sheree, because we've had Jeff before. He talked about loneliness. And now clearly, like, look at the two of you together. Jeff is less lonely.
I do look less lonely, don't I?
You do. You really do.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, he is petting our dog right now, which you can't see.
Right.
That also makes him feel calm and relaxed and happy.
See?
See?
That's awesome, because we were talking about that.
Yeah.
We were talking about that yesterday, about sort of those kinds of things we can do to ground ourselves when we're feeling overwhelmed, because right now there's a lot of really significant changes in our world and in our day-to-day. And I see the dog there. And so
Oh, yes.
figuring out, how do we ground ourselves? How do we calm ourselves amongst these, uncertain times?
Indeed, indeed. Well, grounding is something that we all kind of have to, and we all do from time to time, with probably without even knowing that we're doing it. But we can do it in a really conscious way, and when we're feeling overwhelmed, to really kind of figure out how we have to bring ourselves to the point where we're able to function, well again. So it's really taking yourself down to a level where it's like, okay, I want to strip away all the things that are overwhelming me and get down to a level where, okay, where can I build up from again? Where can I develop my strengths from? And grounding can be done in a variety of ways. You can do things like ground with your five senses. You can say, okay, what can I smell right now?
We did that yesterday. That was my favorite thing, was using things like, you can use your hand and use your five senses and be able to regulate that way.
Yeah, there's lots of things. You can pet your animal. You can do well. You can go for a walk. You can do lots of things. Sheree has lots of good examples too.
I think just when you were talking, I think about the zones of regulation. And so when you talk about grounding and wanting to regulate yourself, I think these times can make us feel like we're in the red or yellow or blue zone, because sometimes we're so tired and don't feel like moving. But how do we come back to the green zone and feel calm and ready to do things? So I really love anything that's repetitive. I know that sounds really weird, but bouncing a ball, petting your dog, rocking in a rocking chair. Jeff's actually in a rocking chair. And so I was raking the lawn yesterday. And so anything repetitive definitely has the ability to kind of self-regulate you, calm you down, and kind of ground you.
Mm-hmm.
Marty, the other grounding exercise I love is, you said you talk about the senses. I do colors with kids all the time. So I'll go through the colors of the rainbow. So I'll say, tell me 5 things that are blue in your room right now. Point to them, tell me what they are. Tell me 4 things that are green in your room, 3 things that are red, 2 things that are orange, 1 thing that's yellow. And so it just grounds you in the moment and makes you kind of just be aware of where you are and feeling connected to kind of the room you're in or the space right now too.
Right, so you're getting out of your head and getting into sort of the here and now. I love that example with the rainbow.
So if you're really, really elevated or really in the red zone, you can add more colors, right? And more,
right.
But I do use the rainbow. And I said to kids, you can do this in an assembly, in class, at home, going for a walk, whatever you're doing. So that one's one of my other favorites. And my one other favorite is Ball of the Sex. It's bouncing the ball in rhythm with someone else. And so my daughters and I have been practicing that a little bit. So again, it's that repetitive activity that you're doing that helps you calm yourself, and it mimics your heartbeat, or it mimics the sound of a clock. And so that has the ability to kind of calm us down and relax us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a personal question, I think. If you ever been sitting beside Jeff in a meeting, he has a certain energy about him. right?
Yes.
How do you
You'll be
regulate
rocking
yourself?
right now.
Yeah, how do you regulate yourself in a house with Jeff when you're in isolation?
See, I hide upstairs and he's in the basement, and then we meet
Coping strategy. Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need your own space
Yeah.
sometimes, right?
She goes outside a lot.
Because that's a challenge too, right? When we're kind of in our homes and we're with with our families, and then you're right, like having that opportunity for physical or personal space can sometimes be a challenge too, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
And if you talk grounding, I think grounding is a rather new term. We would in the old days we would call it either distraction or we would call it visualization. We can visualize a task that we really like, and we can feel that in our bodies, and we can go there in our minds in whatever situation that we're in, and you can start to calm down. And just by visualizing and experiencing that mentally, it will give you some of the same effects that if you were really doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Point.
Awesome. So maybe we'll have to have you guys back again. I kind of like this, don't you?
Yeah, you guys are like a really cute team.
Kind of neat.
Yeah.
We'll demonstrate some ball bouncing. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun. I would like that.
Yeah, or drumming. I just thought about drumming. And you
Yeah.
don't have to have a drum to drum.
Right.
I was going to say, I drum with lots of kids, and we use Tupperware containers, and we use a table, and we use our knees. And so lots of fun ways just to kind of make noise.
Yeah, we have to be really innovative with what we have right now, right? Because we don't have
Right.
the same things or the access to the things that we might have had before. So.
That's right. And we have to be a lot more, I'm finding, because we're not getting, a lot of feedback from social situations, feedback from people, feedback from, around people with their expressions or whether they want to be with us or not. I mean, we have to kind of be a lot more self-aware and practice some more mindfulness right now. Like having a situation where, okay, I'm having a tough time, and to be self-aware enough to say, okay, I'm having a tough time right now, but I will get through it. And, I'm strong. I can move through this pain at this point. To have that kind of self-awareness of knowing when you're having a rough time and telling yourself that, yeah, I can get through this. I've done it before. I'll do it again. It's hard for kids right now. I tell you.
Yeah, that positive self-talk is important though, right? Being aware of what we're saying inside our heads right now.
Indeed.
I was talking to a parent and we were just talking about stuff about how they're sort of taking care of themselves. And she reminded me of the good old Sunday drive. Loading, and I hated them as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Away we go. But she said taking the kids for a drive in the country was amazing.
Yeah, we've been doing that a little bit ourselves.
That is very interesting because we've been doing the same. Yeah.
Good old, maybe.
Nature, right? Yeah,
Yes.
just connecting with nature and going outside. It's a beautiful day and walk, right? It's super important just to kind of change your scenery because we feel trapped. We all feel trapped in our houses. And so go for a quick walk or go outside wherever you can and breathe some good old-fashioned air.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Always glad to be here, Jay. Nice to see you, Marnie.
Nice
See you,
to
everybody.
See you guys too. Take care.